Imagine waking up one day, only to realize the universe itself has turned against us. No warnings, no second chances, just pure, unstoppable destruction. From fiery solar explosions to invisible death rays from space, the cosmos is filled with forces powerful enough to wipe out humanity in an instant. Scary? Absolutely. But what's even scarier? Some of these threats are completely unpredictable. Today, we're diving into the 7 most terrifying cosmic events that could end life as we know it. So buckle up, because once you hear these, you might never look at the night sky the same way again. Asteroid Impacts. Imagine this. You're enjoying your morning coffee, scrolling through your phone, when suddenly, news headlines scream, "Massive asteroid detected on a collision course with Earth." Panic sets in, scientists scramble, governments go silent, and all you can do is watch as a giant space rock, possibly the size of a city, barrels toward our planet at tens of thousands of miles per hour. Sounds like a sci-fi movie, right? But here's the terrifying truth. This has happened before, and it could happen again. 65 million years ago, an asteroid roughly 6 miles wide slammed into what is now the Yucatan Peninsula, triggering a firestorm that wiped out the dinosaurs. If something similar happened today, the results would be even more catastrophic. The impact would unleash energy equivalent to billions of nuclear bombs. First, there'd be an explosion so powerful that anything within hundreds of miles of ground zero would be instantly vaporized. Shockwaves would rip through the planet, causing massive earthquakes and tsunamis that could swallow entire coastlines. But the worst part? The aftermath. Dust and debris would fill the atmosphere, blocking out the sun for months, maybe even years. Temperatures would plummet, crops would fail, a global winter could starve millions, and the scary part? We've had close calls. Asteroids like Apophis and 2012 DA14 have brushed past Earth in recent years. NASA and other space agencies monitor these threats, but not all of them are detected in time. So, what if the one that ends us is already on its way? Gamma-ray bursts. Imagine waking up one morning, stepping outside, and feeling an eerie silence. No birds chirping, no wind, just an unsettling stillness. Then, in an instant, a blinding flash erupts in the sky. You don't hear a sound, but in that moment, the fate of Earth is sealed. You've just witnessed a gamma-ray burst, one of the most violent and deadly phenomena in the universe. Gamma-ray bursts are cosmic death rays, unleashed when massive stars collapse into black holes, or when neutron stars violently merge. These bursts can release more energy in a few seconds than the sun will in its entire lifetime. If a GRB were to occur in our galactic neighborhood, and was aimed directly at Earth, it would be like setting off 1 billion nuclear bombs. But instead of an explosion, the danger comes from invisible radiation. The first thing it would do is strip away our ozone layer, the only thing protecting us from deadly space radiation. Without it, ultraviolet rays from the sun would scorch the planet, leading to mass extinctions. Plants would wither, animals would die, and humans, well, let's just say sunscreen won't save you. Scientists believe that a past gamma-ray burst may have caused a mass extinction event on Earth hundreds of millions of years ago. The scariest part? We wouldn't even see it coming. It would travel at the speed of light, and by the time we noticed it, it'd already be over. Supernova Explosions. We think of stars as distant, twinkling lights in the sky, but don't be fooled. Some of them are ticking time bombs, and when one of these colossal stars reaches the end of its life, it goes out with a bang. Literally. A supernova explosion is one of the most powerful forces in the universe, capable of outshining entire galaxies. But if a nearby star were to go supernova, it wouldn't just be a spectacle, it would be our doom. The first thing that would happen? A deadly burst of radiation. X-rays and gamma rays would flood our planet, damaging DNA, causing mutations, and wiping out entire species. But the real horror starts in the atmosphere. The blast would shred our ozone layer, leaving us vulnerable to the sun's lethal radiation. In a matter of months, crops would fail, food chains would collapse, and survival would become a desperate fight against a planet turning hostile. So, how close would a star need to be to threaten us? Scientists say about 50 light-years away. Thankfully, no known stars that close are expected to explode anytime soon. But space is unpredictable. Betelgeuse, one of the largest stars visible in our night sky, is a prime supernova candidate. And while it's far enough away to not directly harm us, it serves as a chilling reminder. Somewhere, sometime, a supernova will happen close enough to spell our end. The only question is, when? Rogue black holes. We've all heard of black holes, massive invisible monsters lurking in space, devouring everything that comes too close. But what if I told you there are rogue black holes, wandering the galaxy like cosmic predators, unseen and unstoppable? One could be heading our way right now and we'd have no idea. Unlike the supermassive black holes at the centers of galaxies, rogue black holes are smaller but no less terrifying. They drift through space after being ejected from their home systems, traveling at mind-blowing speeds. If one were to pass through our solar system, it wouldn't need to suck us in to destroy us. Its immense gravity could distort planetary orbits, sending Earth spiraling toward the sun or hurling us into the cold abyss of deep space. Either way, life as we know it would be over. And the scariest part? We can't easily detect them. Black holes don't emit light, making them nearly impossible to spot against the darkness of space. Scientists estimate that there could be millions of these nomadic nightmares roaming the Milky Way. So while we gaze at the stars, wondering what lies beyond, an unseen destroyer might already be approaching, and by the time we realize it, escape will be impossible. Solar superflares. The sun, our life-giving star, the reason we exist. But what if the very thing keeping us alive suddenly turned against us? Imagine waking up to a world without electricity, no internet, no phones, no running water, no cars, a complete and total blackout. This isn't a dystopian fantasy, it's what could happen if the sun unleashed a solar superflare. Solar flares are bursts of energy from the sun, and while we experience small ones regularly, a superflare would be a completely different beast. If one were to hit Earth, the first thing we'd notice is an eerie, ghostly aurora lighting up the sky, even in places that never see the northern lights. Beautiful? Yes. Terrifying? Absolutely. Because within hours the radiation would fry satellites, knock out power grids, and disrupt everything from GPS to banking systems. But that's just the start. A powerful enough solar storm could heat up the atmosphere, expand it, and cause space debris and satellites to spiral downward, crashing back to Earth. The worst-case scenario? The Carrington event, a solar storm that hit Earth in 1859, was so powerful that telegraph wires caught fire. If something that's strong or worse happened today, it would send us back to the Dark Ages. Billions could struggle to survive without power, food supply chains would collapse, and modern civilization as we know it would be on the brink of total chaos. The sun gives life, but one bad flare and it could take it all away. Cosmic collisions. We tend to think of space as an endless void, but in reality, it's a cosmic battlefield. A place where galaxies, stars, and planets are constantly moving, sometimes colliding in spectacularly destructive ways. And Earth? We're just a tiny, fragile speck caught in the middle of it all. Now you might be thinking, how could we possibly collide with something out there? Space is massive. Well, tell that to the Andromeda Galaxy, which is currently on a direct collision course with the Milky Way. That's right, our entire galaxy is set to merge with Andromeda in about 4.5 billion years. When that happens, stars will be ripped apart, solar systems will be flung into the void, and Earth could be thrown out of orbit entirely. But we don't need to wait billions of years for destruction. There are rogue planets, massive, Jupiter-sized worlds that have been ejected from their home systems, wandering aimlessly through space. If one of these dark, frozen giants passed too close to our solar system, it could alter the orbits of planets, sending Earth tumbling toward the sun, or out into deep space where we'd freeze to death. Space isn't just vast, it's dangerous. And the worst part? These collisions don't announce themselves, they just happen. Vacuum decay. Alright, buckle up, because this one is the most mind-bending of them all. Forget asteroids, black holes, or gamma-ray bursts. This is the end of everything. The universe as we know it might not be stable. In fact, some physicists believe that we're living in what's called a false vacuum, a delicate, temporary state that could collapse at any moment. And when it does, game over. It's called vacuum decay, and it starts with a quantum event so random, so unpredictable, that it could have already happened somewhere in the universe. If it did, it would create a tiny bubble of true vacuum, expanding at the speed of light. The moment this bubble reaches us, reality as we know it ceases to exist. No warning, no escape, just instant annihilation. Imagine looking at the night sky and suddenly, nothing. The stars blink out, the planets vanish, and in less than a fraction of a second, the laws of physics rewrite themselves. The terrifying part, there's no way to predict it, there's no way to stop it. It could happen a billion years from now, or right now, and if it did, you wouldn't even have time to realize it. 1 second you're here, the next, you're erased from existence along with everything else. Sounds terrifying, right? But hey, at least with vacuum decay we'd never see it coming. So, sweet dreams if you can still sleep after this. Space is vast, beautiful, and absolutely terrifying. While these cosmic threats sound like something out of a sci-fi movie, they're very real possibilities, though thankfully most are unlikely to happen anytime soon. But the more we explore the universe, the better we can prepare for the unknown. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the mysteries of space, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more mind-blowing science and tech content. This is InnoVision Tech, and we'll see you in the next video, if the universe doesn't get us first.